Hey everybody, thanks again for being here. I'm Sean Pam, and recently, actually today I released a video talking about my personal failures and such what happened. I'm kind of rushing this because MFA is coming up right now, and I want to show you the difference of what happens when a leader stands up and starts being a leader of their pack again. And I really don't care about the critics who say this is dominance theory or whatever. You are not dealing with a pack of 8 dogs that will completely destabilize and basically lose their minds. So let's go on with this and see what happens. So MFA will be arriving here in just a few moments. So basically this is what is going to happen. I want you to see how my dogs are behaving now. And how quickly they respond to my commands, and I will be allowing them to go out one at a time. As I said before in the previous video, I'm having to start over at grassroots levels of training, and we'll let me get a quick look out here to see whether or not she has arrived. Yeah, she has now arrived. So folks, here we go. I'm about to show you exactly what is going on. Let me remove my chair. Paints move. Dogs move. Em, are you ready? Okay. Let's begin by the fact that they are not barking and going crazy. I mean, they're not going nuts. Dogs, wait. Wait. Em? Yeah? Okay. Are you ready for them? What? I'm going to start with Peaches. I'm not ready. Oh, okay. She's still outside right now, folks, so beware. She'll let me know here in just a moment. Do note what the dogs are doing right now. This is being recorded, Em. She'll be here in a moment. Yeah. You guys wait. And you can go see your M. Okay. Wait. Alright. While we are waiting, do note my body language and what I'm doing here. I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see my facial expressions and exactly what I'm doing. I'm over here by the door. I'm standing upright. My head is up. Okay. Wait. And I'm going to turn on the light here. Hopefully you'll be able to see. It will improve the photography. We are waiting for Em to get out of the bathroom. Okay, Em, go ahead and go into the front room. I'll start releasing them. Just let me know when you're ready. All right, I'm ready. Peaches, ready? Come. Ready? Peaches, go. They are to go greet M and then return to the room. So I'm going to show you this right now. Prior to this, before I took control again of my pack and became the leader again, they would have rushed through this door and jumped on her and just act a total chaos. Uh-oh. It's okay. And something like that would have caused incredible barking. Very good. Excellent work. Who's next? Prince? Go see M. Go. Good job, Peaches. Now, while they're in there, after the greeting, they are told to go room. And as you saw, that's what Peaches did here. Do note, there is no craziness going on. Everybody's just waiting their turn. And folks, this is done in real time. I'm not editing this or making it faster or slower for time. I want you to actually see what the dogs are actually doing or not doing. Prince? Come on. Good job. Nikki. Let's go. Nick, ready? Nikki, go around. Let's go. Go see M. Ready? Come on, Nick. Go see M. Do keep in mind that Nikki is 15 years old, and if she were human, she would be between 83 and 84 years old. So it takes a little longer for her. You, done. Again, keep it. Notice my body language. I am standing tall. For 4'11", I'm standing tall. My head is up. My shoulders are back, and I'm minimal movement of my hands and arms. Very good. Daisy, ready? Good job, then, Nikki. Daisy. Daisy, go. And as soon as we're finished with the greeting, we're going to have M tell you a little bit about what was going on and what is now changed. Shay, are you ready? Shay, come. That's my boy. Yeah, that's fine. Very good. Shay, you're next. Let's go. Go see M. In this way, everything is calm, controlled, and we're back to following directions. Odie has always had a hard time with being calm. And so I purposely expect him to wait longer. Very good. Bubble? Bubble. And Em will tell you what happened in just a moment when each dog went out. She can explain the experience that she had before and now. Very good. Odie, go. Good job, guys. Good work. Yes. Very good. Yes. Good job. my bed. Good. Mama bed, down. You, good dog. You. Right, come. Okay, Em. We're recording right now. So now, this is your part of the video. You come in. Hi, sweetie. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Okay. Dogs move.
Hi, doggies. You're all good doggies. Hi.
Okay. We are recording right now. Let me try to get this arranged so you can get closer. Pull this up so that way you can get over here and we're not all
Okay, so I'm
pushed
sitting
out.
right there, or
Oh, yes. Go
or
ahead.
you're sitting.
You're welcome to sit here.
I can sit right there.
It's not going to record very well. I'm not going to get all of it. So go ahead, my dear, sit down
Okay,
and briefly explain to the audience what was happening and the differences now. And could you also explain to the audience what you just experienced when the dogs went in individually?
Okay. Hi, everybody. I am Emma, and I just came in maybe about 10 minutes ago. And what was really awesome, which we've done just one other time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so we've done this one other time where the dogs will come out and greet me one at a time. And so I took a seat in a chair by the door and I waited, and first Peaches came out, so I greeted her and I petted her. And then maybe after like a minute or so, I told her done and I said go room, and then she runs back to the room. And so each of the dogs came out to greet me. Nikki came next, and then Shay, and each of them, of course, in their own way, said hello, and I got to say hi to them and pet them, and I tell them that they're such a good dog. And then I send them back to the room by saying done. I say done, and I look at them and send them back to the room. I say go room. And even before I'm done saying go room, they're on their way, which is great. They don't pause. I haven't seen them pause in the kitchen or anything. How's he doing?
He's fine.
He's just wheezing a little.
Hi. He's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and continue.
And so what's really, really awesome is that I get to greet each of them one at a time. And I love that because there were times where I'd walk in and they get so excited, but they're all jumping up and they're clamoring, and it gets a little overwhelming. It's 8 dogs. So, and they're all excited and they're all in good moods and stuff, but it's a little daunting for me. So John Pam has made it so that the dogs come out one at a time, they greet me, and then they can go back to the room. They're such good listeners, and they're learning so quickly what to do that I'm just in awe. And they're doing it quietly. They're not, when they do come out, maybe Odie jumps up a little bit. I think he's the most rambunctious of them all, but of course he's in a good mood and he's happy. So all I do is I'll hold his collar until he sits. I'll tell him to sit until he sits, and then when he sits, I'm holding him and petting him on his chest. And then when it's time to let him go, I usually I tell him he's a good dog, and then I say yes, and then he knows it's time for him to go, and he can bounce around, and then at that point I say, Odie, go room, and then he comes back to the room. He doesn't pause, he just comes straight back to the room, which is really awesome. It makes me smile because I get to see each one of them without feeling overwhelmed. And they're all being so good. They're not barking, they're not tearing anything up. They come straight out and greet, and also they're listening. They are such good learners.
Could you explain to the audience the contrast of what was happening before? What was happening? I mean, all the way across the board regarding behavior, how it was causing you to feel when you came in,
Yes.
and the danger signs that you were witnessing? Because we've talked a lot about varying signs.
Yeah.
Will you explain to the audience what you were
Sure.
seeing?
Absolutely. So it got to the point after a while that uh, well, when I first started coming in, they'd get very excited and come to the door. And me not knowing what to do, Jean Pam guided me through where to sit and how to hold myself to create a sense of calm. And I was able to do that, and the dogs understood, and they were able to greet me, and we would communicate in that way. But after a while, it just seemed like they were just getting a little rambunctious, and they would come in, and
Understatement.
right when I would, okay,
Understatement.
rambunctious times 300. How's that?
That works.
So then I would come in through the front door, barely open the door, and but I could hear them. They're bouncing all over each other and kind of scratching on the door, and I would get, honestly, I would get worried because I knew that when I walked through the door, the bigger ones would already be jumping over each other to get to me. Some of them were jumping, putting their paws on me, and I'd have to move my body into the room, as Jean Pam taught me, and tell them to move back. So then they'd start to move back, but they were still kind of, you know, rearing up, and and so it was really alarming and uncomfortable. And then if Odie and Princey and Bo and Pup Pup, if they were all in the room together, then I started to get concerned that they would get out of control and there may possibly be a fight, because I've been here for a couple of other ones, and the mix of me walking through the threshold of their excitement, of all that chaos, tends to create these energies and communications and certain things that I myself am still learning about, but they pick up on those things, and then next thing you know, there's a fight, and it would usually involve Odie. So
Just, I'm interrupting. Can you explain a little bit what those fights are like?
oh, they're terrible. It happens so quickly just because of the high energy. I noticed it usually did happen when I walked through a door, even this room door. Um, they would they would get so excited, and I wouldn't usually pick up on it, but after being around a couple of them, I realized that everybody would be charged, everybody would be excited, everybody would be moving around, jumping around, up on the bed, up on the couch. Just there's so much going on that some way, somehow, signals and communication would cross, and next thing you know, oh, Prince is pouncing on Odie. That's usually what I saw.
And then the other
And
dogs would
and then
join the attack.
the other dogs would definitely join, and it was chaos.
And blood.
Chaos and in blood. And I myself, if I didn't scream out loud, I was probably screaming inside. So I learned from Jean Pam to keep calm, not to escalate by screaming, and be ready to listen to instructions as to what to do first. And it was usually to remove the smaller dogs that are on the outskirts and walk them immediately to their kennels, so that we can all deal with what's really happening with the bigger dogs. And so yeah, that was it. First time I experienced that, I was so scared. I was like, this is what I'm dreading, and it's happening. But Jean Pam, you were just so great at keeping the direction, keeping the focus, and the dogs, and helping me focus through it all, since I had no clue what to do. But also, the dogs were cueing in on your voice as well. And while you're giving us instructions, you kept calm, and we were able to, with the help of Casey, also your housemate, to get each dog separate. But they were usually, bloody and bitten up, but then we would administer. First, we'd make sure they're all separate in their kennel so that they could decompress. They needed to have that separation, calm down, and then you would work your way through to see each animal and help them.
This one is a follow up video that I had just done regarding how I failed the dogs and how I began losing leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when I had my stroke? How
Yeah.
and you have mentioned it before. You saw me begin to come,
Yeah.
basically deteriorate, and I began to lose control of my pack. And what are you seeing now?
Oh gosh, huge change once you figured out what was going on and how you needed to step up as pack leader and what you needed to do. There's been a complete, I guess I'd say 180, because they are no longer like little toddlers running around just getting into everything, making a mess when you don't expect it or when you think they're running off somewhere. Yep, that's what they're doing, making a mess. But they are listening, they are cueing in, but at the same time they're more secure, and they're more settled and relaxed.
What
Because
about when you arrive?
when I arrive,
What used to happen when
oh,
you would drive up?
when I would drive up, I could hear them barking. There was a lot of barking. There's less now, maybe one or two. And I don't hear so much moving around, like they're jumping all over everything, like the couch, the scratching the wall, trying to open the door, and or bumping into each other, and then yipping and barking. And I would, pause for a while before I opened the door, because I knew what I was going to be dealing with. And then when I did open the door, I saw who was there. Sometimes I'd close it and say, okay, I'm going in now. Or sometimes I just walk through and just move my way through them, and they would, clamor up, and it was just chaos. So now that you have control of the pack again, and now that you gave them direction and stability, they're so much calmer. They're listening, they're cueing into your instructions. They are more relaxed, and I see that their trust is built up again, knowing that you will take care of them and you're their leader.
What did you see? What changed in me? We talked about this the other day,
Yeah.
and how I failed, and how this was all my fault.
Well, you definitely took responsibility. I didn't see it as a failure, but I definitely see what you're saying, because these are things that built up over time. You were dealing with your health, you were dealing with each day was something different. It was like a roller coaster. And being a witness to it, I know it wasn't easy to navigate. And at the same time, you had good days where you're saying, "Look, the dogs are doing great. Look what I worked on with them." And you were being the pack leader, but it wasn't consistent. And so the dogs, with those loopholes, the dogs started to feel insecure. They started, wandering off and getting into trouble or leaving messes in the other room, because they weren't being watched as closely and redirected and led to what they should be doing. So therefore, they started to. I could sense it, that they were like teenagers rebelling. They were rebelling, and in
They
that
lost
way,
their leader, is
yeah,
what it was.
they were
And one of the
challenging.
things, folks, I started doing was I started doing a lot of yelling,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not how I normally deal with my dogs. I just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And this last year has been particularly difficult for me. Emma here, she's here every day. She sees everything every single day, pretty much, except occasionally on the weekends.
Yeah.
Now she does have a day off. Emma comes here to help me, because I did have my stroke. She helps me with housework, and sometimes, she'll help me feed my cats or whatever, depending on how much pain I'm in. Uh, but she has seen significant changes over this past year of what I've been doing and where I've slipped. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm honest with you guys. I don't pretend to be anything other than totally truthful. And now that the other day we sat down, we talked, and I felt that I was brutally honest with my own personal performance. And now, I mean, even the way I stand, the way I speak, uh, everything about me is back to being a leader. I believe so, and you can see it right here. Totally no nonsense. I love it. Totally no nonsense. It's like, I'm not putting up with this. You will not do that.
And it doesn't even have to be in words. Jean Pam just turns and looks at them, and they know. And if they are challenging it by not moving or defiant, you stand up. That's the next step. And then you move toward. By the time you stand up, they're on it. you've gotten that control back to where they understand immediately. The language is not necessarily in words. It's in the look, it's in the stance, it's in the length of the gaze, and they are listening. You're establishing your boundaries, and they're listening. So I think that's great.
Well, thank you so much, Em. And
Yeah,
as usual,
my pleasure.
you are always an amazing guest, and you're always straight up honest. Either you
get
do
out of
not
the hot
hide
seat
anything.
now.
You're getting out of the hot seat.
It's your hot seat.
It's my hot seat again. I got it. So there you have it, folks. It wasn't just me talking. Emma is brutally honest. She's very kind, but she's not somebody to make up stories. And the reason I'm doing this follow-up video is because I want you guys to know anybody can slip. You know, it's not just maybe you having difficulty with your dogs. Somebody like me who has got decades of experience, health, all kinds of stuff can cause you to start slipping. And for me, it was very slowly, I was becoming more and more inconsistent. And the end result was simply I was putting myself in a very dangerous situation. And what was it, last week, I think it was, when we had this discussion. And now that I'm back in the leadership role, you can see how, hey, mama bed. That's what I'm talking about. Right there, folks. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. Prior to this, I would have had to get up, go over there, pull dogs off, raise my voice to them, all sorts of things. That right there is what I am talking about. Okay, we've got one other. Okay, so we're going to have to address this directly.
Oh, look at this little guy.
Yeah, he has decided that he's not.
He got off.
He got off.
He understood.
That was very clear. And there you go, folks.
He's paying attention.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Of course, your opinions and your thoughts are always very important to me. If you want to be a critic, that is fine, because I know what I'm doing and you don't know. You know, if you are one of those folks that are going on about, how hierarchy isn't a thing, how it is dominance theory, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, you don't live with my pack. You don't know anything about my dogs. You only know what you think you know. And this is, every single one of these dogs has a different personality, and every single one of them have to be handled differently. Am I lying?
You are not lying. They are so individual, and their differences are so nuanced that I'm still learning. Like, sometimes you have to remind me, oh, that's the Borbal in Odie, that's the Catahoula in Prince, and explain to me what that means.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah.
So it's always learning, always understanding these differences and what that means to how they approach life, how they approach you, what their needs are, and also what happens when a stranger walks through the door, or even me when just walking through. If you're not around, like Odie and I are best buddies, but if you're not here, Odie is on high alert.
Would you feel safe walking in?
Security.
Would you feel safe walking into this room without Odie in his kennel if I wasn't here?
No, because he's not my buddy Odie anymore. He's like, Mom's not here, I'm security. Yeah.
There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, give me your opinion, your thoughts. As such, as I've tried to explain to you all before, this is a pack of dogs. This is very different than handling one or two little dogs together. These guys are serious working dogs. I have dogs here that were bred for guarding. And honestly, Emma, jump in. You tell me if I'm wrong. To the best of my knowledge, I am the only one that can handle these dogs independently and make sure other people around me are safe.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on Master Matriarchs Canines.